Welcome to the Wonderful Elementary Writers Podcast. We're in quarter 2, and I have 3 amazing 5th grade writers from Miss Hutchison's class joining us today. And you guys have written a lot of different pieces so far in the first semester. You've done multiple persuasive essays. I don't think you've done an expository piece yet, but you took a break from persuasive opinion pieces to get to write this fictional story right before Christmas, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have Cyrus with us today, and he's going to share his fictional piece that Miss Hutchison allowed you guys to put into your own little picture book, right? It's really cute. It's bound, it's laminated, it looks fantastic. So this is not a traditional genre that we focus on in 5th grade, but it was just a fun project that they were allowed to do. So Cyrus, before you read your piece, why don't you tell me a little bit about the writing process? You're a new student to CVCS this year. What's your favorite part of the writing process?
Probably the brainstorming. After you're done writing the parts, you get to put it all together and see what it comes out to.
I love that. There's so many parts in the writing process. Now, what are you most proud of in this piece?
My drawings, because I like to make them look funny and make people laugh.
Awesome. What's the title of your book, really, because it's a fictional book?
The Day the Pencil Quit.
The Day the Pencil Quit. I can't wait to hear it. And for our listeners, this is multiple pages because the 5th graders actually made it like a picture book. So if you hear him turning his pages, that's exactly what he's doing. Okay, Cyrus, let's hear it.
Okay. The Day the Pencil Quit. Once there was a pencil who wanted a day off, and here's how. Draw, 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 erase, erase. That's all I do. Get broken, get sharpened. Then when the day's all over, repeat. I can't stand it. Oh, and my name's Cyrus. I hate being used as a pencil. My owner chews on me all the time. I need a month or 2 off. So tonight I'm going to Hawaii. So I waved goodbye to all my friends. Goodbye, colored pencils. Goodbye, pen. Goodbye, highlighters. Goodbye, scissors. And hello, vacay. As I walked out the desk, there was a problem. There was a ditch at the end of the desk. Oh no, I said, I guess I can't go. Wait, I have an idea, said Pen. Push. Wait, what? Boom. Thanks, Pen. No problem. As I walked on the floor, I saw so much stuff. Glue sticks, erasers, shavings, everything. Then I saw some other fellow travelers on the way. Hi, I said. Hello, they all said. Then the highlighter got up and said, my name's Mark. That glue stick is John, and the pen is Luke. My name's Cyrus. Where are you going? They asked. On vacation. Why would you leave home? I don't know, I said. After that night, I thought to myself, do I really want to do this? All of a sudden, I saw the most beautiful place ever, all the way on top of Cabinet Mountain. So I climbed until I reached paradise. I immediately laid back and enjoyed the view. Soon 2 days passed, and I felt lonely, like I had no purpose. The next day, I left and went home, past my friends, past all the stuff on the floor, climbed up to the desk and sat down. Why are you here? They all asked. I think my home's here. Why? Up there, I have no purpose. Down here, I am used every day, and I miss that, so I'm staying forever. Even if I don't get a vacation, you might get vacation, Cyrus, after all, the pen said. The end. This book is for my mom because she's always here for me, and she will always be with me.
I love it. The pencil, remind me of the title again? The Day the Pencil Quit. Amazing. Now, so the pencil thought he was on vacation at the top of the cabinet?
It was just a cabinet.
Yep. And then he found his purpose being used. I love it. What a great story. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Our next 5th grade writer in the podcast studio is June, who used to be one of my 2nd grade students. So this is such a fun treat to have her in the podcast studio. June, again, you guys did a fictional piece that you turned into a picture book.
Yes.
And it's so cute. What's the title of yours?
Mine is called Just a Dream.
Just a Dream. And what are you most proud of as a writer in this piece?
I'm very proud of the similes and other like ly adverbs I put in.
Nice.
To it.
Now, do you like reading? Do you like writing fictional pieces?
Yeah, I do.
It's fun to be creative and
Yeah.
imaginative. Okay, well, I can't wait to hear it.
Okay, just a dream. Once upon a time, there lived a cheeseburger named Billy. But here's the problem. Billy didn't want to be an awesomely delicious, amazing cheeseburger. Billy told his friend, Trent the French fry, I just want to see the world, like explore. But Trent replied with being completely 100% unsupportive and said, how could you possibly not want to be an In-N-Out cheeseburger? You're crazy, Billy, truly crazy. Well, I want to live a life seeing the world, not the digestive system. Well, too bad, because that's all you're ever gonna see, said Trent as he hopped away to join the rest of his French fry friends in their boat to eventually be served to a happy customer. Oh, you'll see, Trent. I am definitely seeing nothing of a digestive system. And in a flash, the cheeseburger was on his way. What a marvelous sight, he said as he took his very first steps in the outside world. And to his surprise, he found a new friend, Cat the Napkin, who had been dropped in the drive-thru line. Good luck, she replied, and at last Billy was on his way. Billy had been traveling for what felt like 4 years. Oh, he found himself next to a skyscraper. How weird, he said. I mean, it's kind of weird to be made at an In-N-Out and then 5 days later comparing yourself to New York's tallest skyscraper. As he looked at his surroundings, he noticed a lady looking at him. Look, said a lady, it's a walking cheeseburger. Billy felt as if he were the king of the world. By now the news had came and they were snapping pictures of him. And Billy thought to himself, yeah, right, Trent, you're the one seeing the digestive system now. As they continued click-clacking pictures of Billy, he thought of how awesome it is to just pursue one dream. And that was all that really mattered.
The end. Okay, so the dream of the title was pursuing his life without being eaten.
Yes.
Okay. No, that was really great. Thank you so much for sharing.
You're welcome.
Our next 5th grader from Miss Hutchison's class is Olivia. Olivia, you're going to share your fictional picture book with us as well. Now, tell me before you get started, what's your favorite part of the writing process?
I really liked making up the ideas of, I was thinking for a really long time on what to make my story about, and I had a loose tooth in the back, and I just thought I would write about that.
I love that. It's really fun when you guys get to take a break from such structured writing and be imaginative. So what are you most proud of with this piece?
I'm proud of that it kind of rhymes.
Ooh.
Almost.
Okay, I can't wait to hear it.
Okay, do I start?
Yes, please.
Okay.
And what's the title again?
The Loose Tooth.
The Loose Tooth.
Okay. Deep down in the mouth, there was a tooth. Yes, a tooth, who wanted to come out because he was a little bit loose. He was sick and tired of the tongue pushing him down. He tried yelling, "Stop, stop!" But what came out was no sound. He tried everything possible, twisting and turning, but Olivia was at school, peacefully learning. He wanted no tweezer and he wanted no tool. "I just want to come out," he cried out like a fool. But oh, what now? Will she try to pull him out? She walked to the office, probably thinking he didn't know how. How to what? How to come out? "I don't want any help," Tooth started to shout. "I'm an independent tooth. I can do this on my own. I know how to come out, so I can go back to my home." But where is home? No one knows, not even me. Maybe it's deep underground or even in a tree. But let's get back to the story so everyone can see. See what, you may ask? See if Tooth will get out. Oh, at last. A hand reached in, tightly grabbing Tooth. "Maybe I do need a little help," Tooth said with truth. The tooth got lifted and came out. Hooray! Because he is out, he can see the sunny day. Now Tooth's days are filled with joy and laughter, and this is Tooth's happily ever after.
Oh my goodness, Olivia, that's amazing. You might have to pursue publishing that. I can see that being like a picture book in 1st grade when all the little 1st graders lose all of their teeth. Thank you so much for sharing.
You're welcome.
Our next 5th grade writer is Liam from Miss Davenport's class. And Miss Davenport's class are sharing their personal narratives, unlike Miss Hutchison's class, who just shared a fictional piece. So, Liam, what's the title of this personal narrative you're going to share?
It is called The Home Run.
The Home Run. Now, before you share, what's your favorite part of the writing process?
I don't know.
Do you like drafting, revising, editing, publishing?
Maybe publishing.
Yeah, when you're completely done, you just get to type it.
Yep.
Awesome. That is a fun part because you're accomplished, you're finished. It's amazing. Now, what are you most proud of as a writer in this piece?
I don't know. Maybe a lot of the characters talking.
The dialogue. Fantastic. Dialogue adds so much to a narrative. Let's go ahead and hear it. Remind us of the title again.
The Home Run.
Let's hear it.
Safe, the umpire shouted just as the crowd went into cheers. I was driving to my baseball game. We were listening to some music. I asked my dad, "What field are we playing at?" He answered, "The game's at Essentia." I get there. It's a big, long field with grass as smooth as still water. The dirt made a wet crunch sound as you stepped on it. It looked as if someone had taken the bark of an oak tree and turned it into the dirt. The sky was a reddish-orange with a trickle of blue. The birds were chirping. It felt so peaceful it couldn't be. "Liam, come over here," my coach yelled. It was the second inning. I'm up at bat. My bat had such good grip I felt I would hit a bomb. There was only one out. A teammate was at second. I was in a pretty good position. The pitcher threw it. It was a ball. I gave a huge sigh of relief. He threw it again. I swung and missed it. Strike one. Another pitch. Strike two. I groaned. This could be the last pitch. He threw it, and I'd rather get out swinging. Whoosh! Bang! Foul! Cried the ump. He threw it again. Ball. High to the right. 2-2. Another pitch. Ball. Full count. It's the last pitch no matter what. Whoosh! Strike three. You're out. I left the plate with a lowered head, wishing I could go back in time and change what happened. The next batter struck out, making it the next inning. I'm out in the field at second base. The best batter's up at bat. Roman, the hardest pitcher on my team, who's pretty tall, threw a hard strike right down the middle, but the batter wouldn't let that go. He hit a hard grounder to my left. I dove for it, just missing it, and the batter was already at second base. Luckily, the outfielder backed me up. He made a good throw to third base, getting the runner out. When we went back in, I made sure to say thank you. No! I yelled. It was the last inning. There was 2 outs, nobody on base. We're losing by 2 runs, and I'm up at bat. I was scared, but I walked up and pulled through it. The pitcher threw a strike, then got me swinging at a changeup, making it strike 2. But I wasn't going to go down without a fight. I fouled it once, then twice, and another time. But on the last pitch, I made great contact with the ball. Boom! A grounder rocketing past the outfielder. I was sprinting around the bases faster than a cheetah. I was at third when the outfielder threw it in. The catcher got it. I slid. Safe! The umpire shouted as the crowd went into cheers. Sure, we didn't win, but my home run felt like a win.
Incredible, Liam. I'm going to give you a round of applause for that one. I loved your similes. I loved the way you set the scene in the beginning with the incredible description of like the sky and the field, and your dialogue had the sequence of the narrative just flowing perfectly. I'm really proud of you. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Our next 5th grade writer is Remy. Remy, what's the title of this narrative you're going to share?
When I Got Clouds as Pets.
When you got clouds as pets. That sounds like a metaphor or a simile to me. Now, what's your favorite part of the writing process, Remy?
Dialogue.
Oh, you like using dialogue. Is that what you're most proud of in this piece?
Yes.
Awesome. But like when you're doing the writing process, when you brainstorm, draft, revise, edit, publish, what part of the writing process do you like the most?
Edit.
Editing? Cool. I know that's a lot of hard work. I like that you like that. Okay, let's hear your piece. Nice and expressive and slow.
When are we getting a dog? Pleaded my sister. I don't know when, my dad said annoyed. Can we leave now? I asked. I still have to get bread, exclaimed my dad. It was a sunny day and as warm as the sun. I could taste my sweat as it drilled into my mouth. I could hear the car gently beeping, which was annoying. I could easily notice the car unlocking once we got close. I could smell everyone within 100 feet. Then Heidi, my sister, said gently, "Where are we getting the dogs?" "I know that you know. It is today, okay, screamed my dad, sighing. Then when we arrived home, it was so overjoying that when we got home. Heidi and I ran into what there like a cheetah. It was intense as we ran in the house. Then it was when we detected a moving box, heart pounding like 200 beats a minute, which is a lot for me. We opened the box and saw a dog as fluffy and as white as the puffy clouds. "OMG!" exclaimed Heidi and I. It was very fluffy, well-behaved, and smelled good. One was not well-behaved, not cute, and had brown spots. I got the better one, of course, with its tail wagging. "I'm gonna name you Steve, my fluffy dog. Yippee!" I screamed.
So good. I love how you ended with dialogue too, Remy. That was a great piece. Has it almost been a year since you got your puppies?
Yeah, we got them last Christmas.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Our next fifth grade writer is Emerson. Emerson, what part of the writing process do you enjoy the most?
I like writing my rough draft.
Just drafting and getting your ideas down. That's awesome. Now, what's the title of the narrative you're going to share with us?
When the rain came down.
And what are you most proud of in this piece?
Probably my decorations.
Fantastic. Will you remind our listeners what some examples of a decoration is?
Like a simile or a strong verb.
That's right. It's like a metaphor or alliteration. Awesome. But yes, definitely similes. Okay, let's hear it.
The bright sun blazed as I slowly advanced toward the parking lot of the Naval Academy in Annapolis. Chandler, my little sister, trudged behind me, while Colton, my big brother, and Everly, my twin, who were 10 and 12 at the time, walked at snail's pace as the cabooses. I felt like a snowman melting in the hot sun. Slowly, I turned my head to look at my surroundings. The forest green trees stood perfectly still as if waiting for the breeze to come, and the neat structure of the many buildings on the huge campus greatly contrasted with the deep green of the grass. Everly, who had caught up to my parents, looked back at me. Seeing my sluggish pace, she yelled, "Hurry up!" She sounded annoyed, so I slowly trotted up to my mom. I was so close to her that I could feel the soft material of her worn-down jeans. Then suddenly I felt a cold, reviving drop of water on my head. First it was a drizzle, then a steady fall until the rain came in a slanted downpour. "Run!" Chandler yelled. She was obviously euphoric about the rain, and I was too. In the blink of an eye, we were all soaked to the bone, but interestingly enough, none of us were cold. The rain was warm and the sun was still blaring through the dark clouds. I laughed as we ran down the cobblestone streets away from the Naval Academy and into a nearby seafood restaurant. My family and I trudged into the restaurant, creating small puddles as we went. When the waiter saw us, he politely said, "Follow me." So we followed him. We didn't really have a choice. The waiter purposely walked across the wide room and hastened up the stairs to a small room with white tablecloths adorning the tables and people scattered around them wearing black bow ties and long silk dresses. I could almost smell the delicious food. Everyone stared at us like we had just poured a bucket of mud on our heads. "We can't sit here," Chandler announced. So we all crawled down the stairs to a different room with red checkered cloths on the tables and melted into our seats. "That was amazing," Colin yawned as we all sat down. We were all pretty exhausted, and as everybody sat there completely soaked, we all knew it had been a pretty great day.
So good, Emerson. The way that you describe you walking through the Naval Academy and then the rain coming down with your decorations and everything else was just so amazing. I'm so proud of you. I was sitting there thinking, wow, I can picture myself at this place in the middle of the rain trying to find a place to eat. Thank you so much for sharing. Our final writer of fifth grade for quarter two is Mia. Mia's going to also share a personal narrative that she's recently published. Mia, what is your favorite part of the writing process? Because you're new to CVCS this year, right?
Yes.
Awesome. So what do you enjoy the most about going through the whole writing process?
I like brainstorming and writing all my ideas down on paper.
Perfect. So the beginning part of the writing process. What are you most proud of as a writer in this piece?
I like my similes and metaphors.
Oh, fantastic. I can't wait to hear it. What's the title of your narrative?
The father-daughter dance.
Let's hear it.
The father-daughter dance. There I was at the father-daughter dance, fighting back the urge to burst into tears. I had to tell my friends I wouldn't be coming back to their school eventually. My dad had stopped talking to the principal, and I was on my own now. I had been trying to avoid running into my friends so I would not have to tell them the bad news. Soon enough, I spotted my friend Ashton and quickly stepped outside where I was out of sight. The moment I got outside, the cold, crisp air hit my face as fast as lightning. It was dark out and the only light was from the headlights of the passing cars. Out of the blue, I saw two of my friends, Maddie and Mackenzie, who were twins. They immediately noticed me and Maddie said, "Hi, Mia." "Hi," I replied glumly. "Let's go find Ashton," declared Mackenzie. So we walked around and said hi to some people on our way to find our friend. Many of them complimented our dresses. Maddie's was a shiny light pink sequins dress. Mine was midnight blue with silver stars on it. Finally, Mackenzie's dress was gold and as bright as the sun. We were just walking around, Maddie tugging me behind her. She had a huge smile on her face. On the other hand, I did not. "Hi, Ashton," said Mackenzie when we found our best friend. "Hi," Ashton answered. I just stood there, as silent as a mouse, with a frown on my face that was nowhere close to disappearing. "Why does Mia look so sad?" Ashton whispered in Maddie's ear. "I have no idea," Maddie whispered back. It was very loud from the music playing and everyone talking at the same time, but I could still hear them whispering to each other. "Mia, why are you so sad?" asked Mackenzie when she overheard their conversation. "I'm not," I told her. "Yes, you are," asked Ashton. "Tell us why." "I couldn't stand it anymore." "Fine, I'm sad because I'm switching schools. Instead of going here next year, I'm going to a school called CVCS, I said sadly. My friends were speechless. "You are?" Mackenzie asked after moments of silence. "Yes," I exclaimed. "I'm going to miss you guys so much." "We'll miss you too," they shouted in unison. They gave me big hugs and told me how much they would miss me. From this experience, I learned that when bad things happen, sometimes they can make your life even better. Even though I left my old friends behind, I made even better ones at CVCS.
So good. Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
I just love the way that your dialogue and all your beautiful sequence words made the whole piece flow so beautifully. So great job.
Thank you.
This episode has been a production of the Capistrano Valley Christian Schools Podcast Network. CVCS is a Christian TK through 12 school in San Juan Capistrano, California. Please visit cvcs.org/podcasts to listen to the variety of shows our students produce on our campus. You can also find all of our shows on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and others. We would also appreciate you subscribing to and leaving a review of this show and the other shows on our network in your podcast player of choice. If you have any questions or would like to reach out to us, please email podcasts@cvcs.org. On behalf of the school, this is Mr. Jasper, the executive producer of the podcast network. Thank you for listening and stay tuned for more.